Well, if any of us have lived very long in this life, we know that this thing called life is a journey. And in any journey, it's filled with mountaintops and valleys. And we never know when that valley's going to come. Mm-hmm. And for Tom and I, my husband of 54 years, our valley came almost a year ago, December the 3rd, 2018. He was diagnosed with lung cancer that had spread throughout his body, and that was quite a shock to us. And that was a deep, deep valley. Tom and I, in 54 years of marriage, had been through a lot of them, but that was the deepest. And but through all the valleys that I have been through, I can tell you without a doubt that God is always faithful. Always faithful. And Tom said to me as soon as he was diagnosed, I will not fight this. I have had a good life and I know where I'm going. So that was where we were with the illness. I would not have been able to go through those 5 months of Tom's illness without God's Word. It took me every single day, every step, His faithfulness to me from His Word. I remember one of the first verses that came to my mind was in Joshua, the first chapter, that says, do not fear or be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. I claimed that verse for months and months and months. Tom and I both did. And we went through a lot of tests and MRIs and all of that. And I remember another time that we had to go to the doctor to really find out how much the cancer had spread. And before we went, God took me to His Word once again, and He reminded me that He had parted the river, the sea, the water, not once but twice. And not only did He part that water, but they walked through on dry ground. And I remember the day that I was going to the doctor, and I told God that I needed not only water to be parted, but I needed dry ground. I did not need to sink. I needed to be strong for my husband, for my family, and I was going to trust Him to give me that strength, and He did. I walked out of that doctor's office with strength and hope and comfort that only He could have given me. The next 5 months, I had a lot of people ask me, what can I do? How can I help? My comment was always pray. Pray specifically that Tom does not suffer. And I want to tell you that God honored that prayer. My husband died exactly 6 months ago yesterday. He never even took an aspirin. So I will say to you that on that day, I did lose the love of my life. But I'll tell you what I didn't lose. I may have lost the lover of my heart, but I didn't lose the lover of my soul. You ask me how I know that. I know that because of God's Word. Especially in Psalm 23, verse 4, that says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. 2 things out of that verse that have held me is that I'm walking through the valley. I'm just walking through it. And I'm not walking alone. It says, He will be with me. So I will tell you, I'm still in the valley. I'm not out yet. But I know that I know, because of the faithfulness of God, the day will come when I will be out of that valley.